Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about landscape gems and putting a scene or some kind inside your gem. It got kind of a whole big thing going on in Gemhouse right after I did my LA gem, which I want to do another one, but I just haven't had time. I've been focusing on the book. So, show you that. This is what we're talking about, putting a landscape inside there. One of the biggest things that I noticed in a few of the gems that were done and put up is that it was like you're afraid of putting shadow or highlighting on top of what you drew. And that's not going to help with the whole look of it. So if you ever watched my Chrome Letters tutorial, which I encourage you to watch because it gives the effect of 3D and reflective surfaces, um, anything inside of your gem is going to have a dark edge on it, and I do mean dark, like really dark. Is going to have a dark edge on it, and any of the colors that come close to the edge are going to come over and go up or go down depending on what side of the gem you're on. Um, so to show you this, we're going to do a quick little landscape gem and show you some of the principles of this and work on understanding that putting a shadow on something is going to do two things. It's going to, yes, it's going to put a shadow, it's going to put gray or something over what you drew, which is fine. And you have to understand that it's not destroying what you drew, it's giving it the overall effect, which is what you're going for more than just the scene. Because if you're just drawing a little scene in a round, or whatever shape you want to make it, then you're just making a little scene. If you're trying to make it look like that scene is part of a gem, then you have to put the shadow on top of it, put the highlight on top of it. Otherwise, it's just not going to look like a gem. It's just going to look like a little scene. So, here's our edge, and it's got to be dark. Now I have a thing, I have to make sure it looks straight. Anyway, so you have a horizon line anytime you're basically doing any kind of landscape. So we're going to put a horizon line in here. Now, the rule is dark to light, horizon line, dark to lighter. Okay? So that's how you kind of split it up. That will give you a little bit more of that effect. So we've got dark to light and darker to slightly lighter, depending on what you're doing. Now, in mine, I did kind of a little palm tree thing with the pier over here, and then brought this out like this for sand and the beach and the waves coming in like this. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever scene you want. I've seen some with like waterfalls. I've seen some with like little trees. Yes, these are trees. These are great trees. Scenes with like little mountains back out here. So, I mean, there's lots and lots and lots and lots. I mean, landscapes in general. Like, there's lots of stuff you can do. In this one, if we did this with trees, okay, let's go for it. We've got our very technical and difficult trees right here. Depending on what you think technical and difficult means. And then we're gonna have like some little hill things going on here, because these trees are up on a hill. And then since this is a hill, we're going to bring these down and have this green kind of follow. We want our landscape over here, our line, to go up and down. Kind of like that. And bringing this in like this, just a little bit, kind of helps create that look of glass or shine on top of it. So you're just building in the whole idea of it being glassed in or in a gem or whatnot. So we've got our darker up here. Go lighter. And I just grabbed a couple of sky-ish colors. That kind of looks really pretty. I like that. This is, let's see, light cobalt turquoise and ultramarine. They make a pretty good sky. Alright, I'll have to remember that. Okay, so we have our little sky, and we've got our green out here, and I'm going to not only bring this green down a little bit, but I'm also going to, oh, where did my gray go? Darken it a little bit up in here, because we want that horizon line to be darker. And then we'll go back to our green. And as it's coming towards us, it's going to get lighter as well. And obviously, I'm just showing you guys, this is a wacky looking gem as far as my perfectionist skills go. But that's okay. I just want a little bit of this color down here. Same right here. So we can go over it with a lighter green. Okay. And then let's make this kind of fun and interesting. Let's make our mountains kind of purple. For the sake of, I don't know. So we've got our purple-esque mountains. I kind of want to make these a little bit darker. I would just choose different colors and really get into this if I was doing it just to do a gem, but I'm trying to show you guys the whole idea of it. Let's make it look like a gem, because that's the whole point of this, right? Right, okay. Alright, so we want our sky to look like a sky. Go all around here. I just kind of want to smooth all this out real quick. And we have a second little layer of mountains back here, which we will add some earthy tone to. And by earthy tone, I mean I grabbed one and I didn't look at what color it was. This is Indian red. Okay, well, now we know. Okay, so now what I want to do is emphasize our horizon line. Okay, by making it darker, bringing it across a little bit, blending it into the shadow that's going to go all the way around our gem. And then up here, not only do I want to make sure that my shadow up here is blended into my sky, as well as I would do it down here too. But that my shadow comes out far enough to depict where my light is coming from. So with a gem that's this big, I want to make sure that my highlight is proportional to my gem. So if my gem is this big, then I'm thinking, well, then I want at least this far for the highlight to come out from the side of it so that it gives that dimensional feel. And so then my highlight's going to be probably about this thick, and so then my shadow needs to come out almost to here, I would think. So that's just kind of my thinking as to how far I try and grasp where I'm trying to put my shadow. And I'm just trying to go really, really light with this because this is a dark gray. You could use a lighter gray and it would be easier. But like I said, I'm just trying to do a show you more than anything else. And this could be less. This shadow down here could be less. I would just want to make it more intense around just the side. But see how the shadow comes out? Even though it's on top of my sky and my mountain, that's okay, because I want this to be not just shadow, but also, you know, I want the overall look of the gem. I'm not just going for a landscape. So yes, the shadow's on top of it. Yes, it's obscuring some of it. but that's okay. That's the point. It's like when there's a shadow on something, it's naturally going to be obscured. So your eye already compensates from that by knowing that there's something behind it. Even if you don't realize it, your eye is compensating for it. Or it tricks your brain into thinking that more. I promise, it does. Because you're trying to go for the illusion here. Just trying to get this to blend a little bit better. That's better. Okay. Same with down here. My perfectionist nature is taking over, and I realize that I don't like just doing quickie gems. Sorry. Okay, so once you've got this, and you've got your bigger shadow up here, going down to a much thinner shadow over here, now you can go back and you can lighten this up. You can make this more of a focal point, just depending on how much detail you did. Like I didn't do any. And then from there, you can go ahead and judge, do I need to take a black and deepen my shadows? Do I need to check the horizon line? Can I just go on to my highlight now? Is it finished? What kind of little details do you want in there? All kinds of fun little stuff. And just go in and be your perfectionist little self. And just figure out what you want to change, how to make it better, what are you trying to blend smoother, or whatnot. Your little landscape. But once you have your shadow thick over here, thin over here, or from wherever your directional light is coming from, that's when you can go in and just, where the heck is my highlighter pen? We've lost it. It ran away. That's never good, people. That's never good. Okay, well, I have my Posca pen, so we'll just go with that. So my directional light is coming this way. So I'm going to have a little bar of it here. I'm following the shadow and the outside of my gem. My Posca pen is like, nope. I knew it was dying like a while ago, and I just have not gone and gotten a new one. And I don't really use it for gems anyway, so. Or at least not normally. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Yeah, just, oh my god, get rid of that. This is horrible. This is horrible. I don't know where my other pen is. I'm really sad. Okay. For the demonstration purposes of it, I hope you get the idea of what I'm trying to do and put in my normal highlight. But now my page is like all wet from the Posca pen. So. I'm trying, I promise. I will have to go find all my other pens before I do another video, because this is ridiculous. Alright, anyway, you do get the idea, sort of, but not really. Because my pen is so bad. But yeah, anyway, your highlight would go up here. And then you would have your little lights, your little highlights running around, maybe over here, and a couple over here. And that will give you the idea of the landscape or whatever. Just remember to pull at your middle point, your horizon line, pull it around. Make sure your colors go up and around with you. And that the horizon line goes up and down. And that you've got pull down here, pull up there. And remember, darks to lighter, dark to lighter. And that will help you create the whole idea of it. Make sure your sides are dark enough, and don't worry about a shadow overshadowing your landscape, because that's the whole point. You're going for the idea of a gem, not just the landscape, and it will trick your eye into more of that illusion. So there you have it, more in depth. I totally want to see your landscape gems because they're awesome. And you guys can do more than I can, half the time, most of the time, 98% of the time, because my head is just going in like 3,000 miles a minute. So, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoy this and that it was informative enough. If you have questions or comments or whatever, comment, let me know. Tell me what you need to see else, and I will help you any way I can. I love you guys so much. Talk to you next time. Bye.